Yeah. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Neville Goddard Summit special episode with the 2 Coffee Club. I'm Michelle, and I am with my lovely co-hosts, Lene, who's just there, Valerie, who's just down there, and we have our wonderful guest, Daniela De La Cruz, a Spanish manifesting coach who is going to be joining us along with many of the other teachers in the Neville Goddard Summit. And she is going to be doing a class teaching you how to manifest money, love, and health. But she is going to be doing it in Spanish. So welcome, Daniela, and thank you very much for taking the time to join us.
Hey, ladies, thank you so much, Michelle, for that lovely introduction. Thank you, Line and Valerie. Thank you so much. Y gracias a todos por estar aquí este día.
So tell us, Daniela, a little bit about yourself and your coaching business, and also about what you're going to be doing in the Neville Goddard Summit.
Yeah, well, I'll be teaching to the community, the Spanish-speaking community, and also I'll be doing it bilingual, or so be like Spanish, English, you know, from all the teachings that I've been learning, you know, from a great teacher, Neville Goddard. So from his principles, we'll be manifesting money, health, and relationships to love. So I've been doing the coaching for about a year and so I don't know what really else to do to say, ladies.
How did you get into Neville, Daniela? That's one of the first questions we often ask. So how did you actually find Neville Goddard?
Well, I found, or he found me, or we found each other in 2019, at the end of 2019. Like I was having this, I call it like awakening on the beginning of the year, 2019. And conocí o nos conocimos, como contestando la pregunta, ahora sí que encontré a Neville y él me encontró a principios del 2019 cuando estaba teniendo lo que es mi despertar. I was just asking myself, you know, like this question, like, what am I doing in this job, first of all? Because I have 3 children and I'm being really happy. I know that there was something else, you know, so I was, of course, reading already about like authors like Joseph Murphy and from all these authors, you know, from the awakening. So then by the end of 2019, I found some books about Neville, and then I found 2020's group because I started with, you know, the law of attraction. Yo comencé con la ley de la atracción y ya para finales del 2019 ya me había encontrado con bastantes autores como Joseph Murphy, y entonces encontré también uno de los grupos de nuestro maestro, lo que es 2020. And then, you know, I started to, and this was me when I was able, you know, to be allowed to be on the group, 2020's group. I didn't know what everybody was talking about. Like to me, it was another language other than English.
Agreed.
You know, it was like, what?
You know, it's like a lot of us, we start watching 2020's Feel It Real show and we're going, what did he just say? It's like, it took me a while, so believe me. And then if you're coming from a different language on top of it, it gets even more, it can seem even more convoluted until you get it.
Yeah, because I was like, what is everybody talking about with the girls giggle? and so I took the MMM program, which was amazing. And then after that, you know, I took the Triple D, and so it was like a life changing. And now, but thinking about if I go back, you know, even before the 2019, when I was little, you know, my grandma, this is, you know, the I don't even know how old I was, but I know that this memory got like stuck on me. She took me to a theater where there was this hypnotist. So, and she, you know, um, esta memoria que viene atrás desde mi niñez, y digo, si me voy más atrás de cómo comenzó todo, ¿no? Haciendo a un lado el hecho de que estuve en el programa, en varios programas, como en el programa de MM con 2020, con 2020, y tomé ahora sí que el 3 veces D, pues si me voy más atrás, me doy cuenta que desde que mi abuelita me llevó a un teatro, y en ese teatro había un hipnotista. And so my grandma was, to me, like, and she didn't believe in religion. So she went, which was kind of funny because my parents put us in a Catholic school, like since we were very little to middle school. So all that time I was going to this Catholic school, but then my grandma didn't believe in this religion, and she considered herself that she didn't believe in God. But I think that what she was trying to tell me is that she didn't believe in a God outside of her. You know, like this Catholic Church was like teaching me or us, I mean, as little, because she knew that we were going to this Catholic school. So, and by her taking me to this theater, you know, and with a hypnotist, I was like, I mean, how many grandmas take their you know, grandchildren to, you know, to be hypnotized or to be introduced, you know, with this power
You're
of
the
the
first
mind,
I know.
right? So I was like, so I think started when I was very, very little, and you know, asking myself questions like, you know, questioning things uh, like where's God? I mean, God is in the skies. I mean, I feeling that I have this power. Then at the end, you know, not really talking about because for what I was being taught in school, you know, so having this like conflict, but always, you know, like since I remember, like I said, knowing that there was something more than what we were taught as little. So yeah, pretty much started like cuando era muy pequeña. Pues cuántos les decía, ¿no? Pues cuántas abuelitas ahora sí que llevan a sus nietos a que los hipnoticen a un teatro para que les enseñen lo que es el poder de la mente a través de la hipnosis, no muchos. So yeah, I think that, like I said, it started like when I was pretty young.
Wow. So that was quite an impression on you. And, you know, did you start to notice anything changing in your life after that, Daniela, after you had that experience, or you started having experiences? Because sometimes people start having things, they can't explain it, and then they finally get to reading about it, or they learn about Neville Goddard, or you found 20, so oh, the awakening, and now it's connecting. Did you have anything happen for you like that?
Sí, muchas cosas así pasaron, así como bien sobrenaturales. When I was little, I had this belief that I was a witch. And it's because I was like, yeah, I have to be a witch because I have this power, you know, like, and always, you know, like, since I remember, like, going back, I was kind of like the weirdo because I was watching all this, and I was a child, you know, watching these kind of like scary movies or movies like The Craft, and I was like, yeah, but you know how I think I have this power. I can communicate with the with ghosts, and like if I ask for signs, you know, like I mean, if I if I ask, oh, I want to see like this butterfly. If I see a butterfly, that means that I'm a witch. So I was, like, hey, but then I saw this butterfly, which I have a picture on that I have shared, with my group, and with this butterfly, and so I was like, yeah, I had to be a witch, but I didn't know. I guess I didn't know better.
You didn't realize
because
you were bringing it into your
exactly,
physical life by imagining it, by saying, oh, will I see a
exactly.
butterfly? And then imagining that.
Ujú. Sí, exactamente. O sea, yo tenía esta idea como que era una bruja, pero más allá, pues era una niña y no sabía más que pues tener esta idea. Ahora sí que haciendo preguntas y diciendo, bueno, que aparezca una mariposa, y aparecía la mariposa, y yo decía, bueno, es porque tengo el poder sobrenatural, soy una bruja. But yeah, like asking, and of course, always asking questions and saying, well, I had to be, and going back to the thought that I will believe that I was a witch, because like if I really was having this desire, it was like I was able to manifest it super quick. And like 2020 had this manifestation about like moving to another country and having his citizenship. I mean, the same thing happened to me, and like I even post something, and how I manifested, moving here to the United States, and I manifested, my citizenship when everybody was saying that it was not possible. And I was always, like saying, but that's what's going to happen, because I believe that that's what's going to be. Like, I don't really care how it's going to happen, but I know that my desire, it's going to come true. So, but like I was saying, I was knowing that I had the power. It's just that I didn't know that it was just for who I was, other than for thinking that I was a witch.
Wow. So it began to show you there was something else going on. Well, by the way, what country were you emigrating from, if you don't mind the question?
Mexico.
So, yeah. So, and you were able to do it, and it turned out easier than you expected to be able to get your citizens to emigrate here.
Sí, como les estaba platicando hace ratito, pues pude manifestar poder venir aquí a los Estados Unidos cuando todos decían que como era así como imposible. I was probably 11, 12 when I don't know if you had watched that series of Dawson's Creek, the series of Dawson's Creek. Well, I was so like stuck with that series. Like I wasn't missing one episode, and I was like living, like I was part, I was imagining that I was part of that show, like I was having this feeling. Well, we know feeling is the secret. So I was like, even, like feeling that kind of weather, like the I don't know, just like different things were like, I don't know how to explain, but I was having the sensation, the feeling that I was being part of the movie, even feeling kind of like sometimes the water and so everything. So, and that series was filmed on, part of the filming was in North Carolina. That's exactly where I live, and then I've been there where the series was. So I've been there. Es como yo pude manifestar, ¿no? Porque yo estoy a través de esa serie de Dawson's Creek, y ahora vivo en el mismo estado en donde ellos filmaron lo que es esta serie de Dawson's Creek, donde yo estaba imaginándome que ya estaba aquí. So I was like living in the end, like we're being taught by Neville, like living the end. So I was living in the end of my movie.
Wow. I was imagining living in the end with Pacey. Now that never happened. I always wished I was Joey.
Wow. So so you've gotten, you've already had that. So when you were talking about Triple D, and for our audience, just to be clear, that's Dream Driven Day, which is it is an amazing course that 2020 and Victoria Lynn, his wife in Australia, offer. And, it really is a big game changer for a lot of people. So you did that, and you must have begun to see how close these situations were. It must have been quite an experience for you doing that, Daniela.
Yes, like I told, like all the followers and everybody in my group. I mean, I have the pleasure to have 2020 on my group. It's all Spanish, but he's there, and I love that here and then he made comments. So I've been telling everybody, hey, yeah, I took the MMM program, which it was wonderful, recommended, totally. Now the Triple D, that's a life-changing, because you're able to experience so many things during that 30 days course, and it's been like I said, I'm been very grateful to being part, and to find, and Neville in 2020, who is a great teacher, and by taking these two courses, it's totally life changing. Siempre les digo, no, él está en lo que es mi grupo en Facebook, y les digo, no, a todos los seguidores, él es parte del grupo, que estos dos programas sí cambian tu vida. O sea, él es muy buen maestro, y siempre lo he recomendado. Entonces, claro que sí, siempre aprendiendo como de los mejores.
So was it those courses, Daniela, that actually inspired you to become a coach yourself?
Yes, in part, because even before that, I always been having this desire, to be a teacher. That's something else that I was able to manifest when I came to this country. I wanted to be a teacher, but all the odds, were not on my favor, but like I was saying, because I knew I had this belief on me, I manifested to be a teacher without having the papers, or to show that I was teacher. Because I wasn't, they put me in a charter school, to teach Spanish from children from elementary to middle school. So I was able to teach. It's just that I knew that there was something else that I wanted to teach, other than just, like the typical, the typical
what
things
you
that
see
you
as a typical
children.
School teacher. Yeah.
Exactly. But because Tony Robbins was another, and just because of the way that he does it, I don't know. It's just I guess I like more the jumping, and to the energize. I don't know.
The entertainment value.
Yeah, I like that part. I don't know, but yeah, 2020, and he's 40.
Yeah, I think too, Tony. The thing with Tony Robbins is he's very fast paced and can get people kind of out of the thinking mind very quickly, and really push people. It's very intense. From my understanding, just from what I've seen about it, and that's what I would gather the experience would be. Am I correct there, would you say, Daniela?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Last year, during the craziness, I was like, yeah, I want to take a course with Tony Robbins. Like, I really want to do it. And so then he came up with this totally free course of, I think it was 5 days. So I was able, for the first time, to take a he like a way, like a super huge deal to take this course with him. So I took him, and just because, you know, he was mentioning the States, and I mean, already knowing, you know, about Neville, like I was curious about, you know, how he was teaching about the States. You know, it's always good, you know, to learn from others that, I mean, you know, and he is to me one of my role models. You know, I like it. I like how he does. So by him talking about the States, yeah, like I was like, I need to learn from the best, you know, like I needed to take the course with 2020 because you're always going to learn from the best. So yeah, and so the way, I mean, of course, we are always going to go back to the principles, to what Neville, I mean, that's the truth, like no question about it. But I guess it's just like kind of like another way to teach things, you know. And yeah, like I guess the jumping thing, I don't know, it has to be with me. I guess the screaming and like feeling that I'm in this, you know, like I don't know, like in the music, you know, what's called like around from people and like jumping and having all this energy. I don't know.
A
It's
concert.
just, I get something different to exactly, Michelle, like a concert, like, you know, like it takes you to a state. I mean, I experienced that, you know, how because many of us, many people, you know, that's one of the things that struggle with, you know, going back to the desired state, you know. And so by moving, you know, and using the physiology, I mean, we can, like, I experienced that part. So, and of course, if we take the MMM program or like the Triple D, yeah, we experience, I mean, yeah, we're having experiences under another, I guess, environment. You know, maybe you're not really like, you're not in a concert, but you have the this connection, you know, with people, which, I mean, I guess, I don't know, it's another way, a different way, but still success.
So in your own, you know, in your own journey, you know, now what you're offering in the summit, which is the big, you know, those are like the big top 3 areas. So you're in one, you know, in your 1 hour, you're going to be diving into the top 3 things that we all are concerned about, you know, is your health,
desire,
your wealth, health, you know, and relationships. These are the very, very big topics. So, you know, and I'm sure that you get a lot of questions from people about manifesting in those areas. So, if you want to give a little taste of, you know, what or how you approach that, it was working with your clients or the groups that you're working with, in terms of what people are wanting to know, or things that you would be a rough idea of the kinds of things that you would be talking about.
Yes. With my my clients, the people that I work with on my group, you know, of course, it's me teaching, but once again, for my journey, from my experience, for what I've learned from all the authors that I have read, and still going back to the main source, you know, to Neville, like always, you know, like getting everything from the source, from Neville. So my clients are able to change, you know, the state when I play with them, you know, when we go to the main and to go to the beliefs, we create this success in their lives. They're able to manifest, you you know, they're able to go back and see that we are the open power, you know. So in relationships, they are able to, if they're going through this situation with a husband and a boyfriend, they're able to unify again. So we're happy, you know. So the way how I do it, like I was saying, learn from my experience. And I had it waking up during 2019. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I took a 3-4 months course. I flew to Mexico City, like, and until I left my job, my state job, you know, like I said, this is enough. Enough is enough. I left my job, and I said, I'm gonna have to do something different with my life. You know, if I really want to be a teacher, you know, and know more about the mind, which I already have, like, you know, some like basic information, you know. I flew to Mexico, and I took a course that it was I've never seen something similar. Not, I mean, not even what I learned, you know, with 2020, but it's just because it was like face to face, you know,
Right.
with other people. You know, I was there, I experienced it, like I learned from the best, their how to, they were, and it was about Neville. It's just that they didn't say, hey, this is like Neville. I'm not gonna say the whole course was based on Neville, but the person who created, you know, was
Yeah.
taking these pieces from
You
Neville.
know, they were inspired and influenced by Neville.
Exactly. And you know, because I'm the creator, you know, of course I was creating these steps to get to where I wanted to be, you know, to teach others. So I took this course. Then later I found the group, you know, of 2020, that it was at the end of 2019. You know, I took his courses too because I like to invest in me. I don't believe in, I mean, in really the cost. People will say the cost. No, you have to invest in you, because if you really have the desire, the money I mean, the money's gonna come to you.
That's right.
You have the desire. You don't have to go to the how, you know, as long, because I teach this to everyone. You know, I have lives every day, so I tell my followers, always, always, always imagine lovely for every single one from the love. Because like I mentioned during our summit, you know, unfortunately, you know, the community, and this is how I see it, the Spanish speaker community, they don't have that much information about Neville. Because, I mean, Neville was in, I mean, and I'm talking about like the audios that they're on YouTube. Not many people, you know, take the time to really, you know, translate all this information. So there's like a, it doesn't matter how, but it's like a total, it doesn't matter how. And I'm like, yeah, but wait a minute. I mean, because Neville says in every single audio, wishing lovely, like lovely, you know, for everybody. And that's how you're going to create, you know, you're going to bring, imagine that's exactly what's inside of you. That's what, there's no way that you can bring what you desire if you're not doing it from inside of you, from the love, from the lovely, you know, imagine lovely for everyone. So yeah, that's something that I always said to everybody, you know, in every single of my lives, you know, I teach, you know, to imagine lovely for everyone.
Well, that's what makes the work so powerful, you know, is you have that for yourself, and then you're able to imagine for others and see what happens and see the changes that come about. So yes, in that I'm sure that there's probably, it's very good that you're starting to see, you know, how the Spanish speaking community could benefit from that, and that they would want that information. So it's great that you're offering your talk at the summit as a bilingual or translating to Spanish talk, because you're the only presenter who is actually doing that.
And you found your perfect niche too, because I mean, like you said, it's an untapped in community where they need that, you know, and you get to offer that, and that's so unique and special. And I just think that's so awesome.
Yes, thank you. And yeah, it's like I said, I do it from the heart. I really, I mean, I think it's very important for my community to know more, to understand more, to really have the truth about what Neville was teaching, you know, and not just pieces, to have it all, to have access to everything that it's out there and available for everyone. Yes.
That's really fantastic. It could be very, very far reach,
That's the main reason why.
No, it's, you know, it's a great thing to be able to offer that. So, so for you, typically right now, are you balancing coaching work with being a mom? Are you, what is your, you know, what's sort of typical for you in a day or a week, Daniela?
Yes, like I do like my best to balance that life between being, you know, a coach, a mentor, a mom, a wife, you know, a daughter, a sister, everything, you know, to switch from all lovely states, you know. And I teach my children. That's another, you know, community, the moms, to teach them, because I feel this responsibility to teach my children, you know, and let
Do you
them know
mean
who
teach
they
them the
really
ways
are,
of Neville Goddard?
you know,
Yeah.
Sorry,
yes.
Daniela. Do you mean the teachings of the? So could you give us an example so that parents that are watching this might be able to home?
Oh yes, like my children are big manifestors, but for miracles. You know, my daughter, when she was 2 years old, just to give you an example, she manifested a doll. I teach them that they able to manifest everything that they desire, like everything that they desire. Like I don't want them to that see that God is outside. No, they are God. They have the power. They are the operant power. If they desire to have a sunny day, they're gonna have a sunny day, you know. And this is something that I learned from the group. You know, I don't see these people haven't been posting in a while, but like, you know, to be able to control the weather, you know, that we have this power too, you know. And I have done it. My husband, because my husband is into, you know, this not, I wouldn't say really Neville, he's into the law of assumption, you know. If he sees that, I mean, they kind of saying it's gonna be a rainy day, but he's like, no, I don't want to have this rain, you know, I have to do whatever outside. It's like, no, it's gonna be a sunny day. So the sun comes, you know, birds are there and there's no rain. And so to teach them, hey, so this is your power, you know, and so this is your treasure. And to be able, you know, to teach the principles, and to the moms, you know, from my experience, to teach them that you don't have to be in the job, on this job 7 to 6 if you don't desire to be there.
That's right.
Because that's exactly what I mean. I have, you know, shared my experience with so many moms, like, and luckily, I mean, some they listened to me and they quit, because I was on that state, like, my children were getting sick, like sick, like, no joke. They were, we were at the emergency room, maybe like at least once a month, my babies, when I was working there, because I was trying to find the right words to against my desires. You know, I knew what I wanted, but I was still, you know, like on this job like a robot, you know, like, you know, checking in, checking out, but getting this check when that's not what I wanted, you know. And sometimes we do, because, you know, that we don't know better, and then our parents maybe will say, hey, you have to be in the job, like my mama, you know, like she'll tell me, no, this is a state job. I mean, this is your future. I mean, you have to I mean, to stay here because that's better for your family. But no, you have to follow your desires, because they're gonna show up. I mean, you're the open power. Once again, you're God. So if you desire not to be in that job, but still getting the even more income than what you were already getting, I mean, you're gonna have it. Like, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't have to be in this job. Like, I don't have to take my babies to daycares. Like, I'm able, you know, to manage, you know, my life, my time, and not asking for, you know, like as a mom, asking for a day off and waiting until the supervisor approves it. No, like, I'm the open power. If I want to go on vacation, I'm going on vacation.
Yep.
And everything flows.
I was waiting for you.
So Daniela, you have 3 children.
Yes.
Michelle has 4, and
Yes.
Lene has 3 and 1 on the way.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
We've got our own class going on.
Yeah, I'm the only one, you know, who cannot claim that. But I will say it's so phenomenal, because with Lene, we have talked about the connection between what you're imagining and how it plays out in something one of your children,
especially their behavior.
In their behavior.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, what I would love to see, what I lovingly imagine, is to see either you guys doing something, you know, where you really emphasize how Neville's teaching and law of assumption can play into parenting, because people look at all kinds of things on child behavior. They, you know, in my era when I was being raised, it was Dr. Spock, who went on for years and years, not to be confused with Mr. Spock, but Dr. Spock.
Did you go there? I did.
Yeah,
that's right.
Scott Buck with the pointy ears.
Yeah, the one with the pointy ears. Beam me up. So if your kid does something bad, you say beam me up. That's all. So, but the original Dr. Spock, and then that morphed into other child behavior theories that have come along, and, you know, maybe I don't know if there's, you know, different cultures may have different ones, or maybe there's some that are universal, of course. But the idea of, you know, merging Neville's teachings on law of assumption, states, and raising children is very powerful, because that's the environment that changes their behavior. And Lene has already seen some massive shifts in her own, with her own kids, which have been pretty powerful. I'm not going to go into the details here. That's for you guys if you decide that's something you want to do. But I would love for the world to have something that offers that to parents.
I do want to mention something because, and this was a theme I found over and over when it came to moms, especially because I feel like moms get the burden of the judgment from other moms, and you know, they're like, oh, that's just a dad doing a dad thing. But if mom does it, oh no. So I would always be looking at myself, of course, self-reflecting, but it was always focused on how am I being a bad mom? And I would constantly see something I was doing and judging myself and thinking I'm a bad mom all the freaking time. Then what happens? My kids show me that. And then I have the neighbor, or I have my mom, or I have somebody else come into me like, your child did this and you need to fix this, which then just gave me that feeling all over again. I'm a bad mom. And my boyfriend told me the other day, I should stop calling my boyfriend because I mean, we'll be getting married, but my husband told me the other day, he's like, you know, something I noticed probably since last summer, I have not heard you call yourself a bad mom. I have not heard you complain about the kids. I have not heard you, you know, just being negative in regards to the kids. I just handle things as they come in a better way, a more peaceful way. And he noticed that, but see, he noticed it like, hell, it's May. So like last summer, it's been a year apparently that I've been doing this. But yeah, it was because I realized, oh no, my little mirrors are just showing me my beliefs about myself, change my self-concept as a mom. And it's joyful for me to be a mom now, you know? And I think that's so important, especially for moms.
Yes.
Exactly, Lynette, because also you were giving life to this estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was in this job that I wasn't happy, I was either getting sick to myself
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to be home with my children. So it was funny because I was creating this sickness all the time, you know, in my children and me, because I wanted to be home. So I was getting my desire, you know, that through their help. And with my teenager child, when I imagine him being, and because I mean, I have this saying that we are God, but in a body, in a human body. So
human
I mean,
body,
you know,
right.
sometimes we have this reaction, you know, and to the world of Caesar. So on my teenager, I mean, I don't know, Michelle, if you have, or Lene, if you have teenager, I mean, your children are in the teenage
I
state,
have
but,
two teenage girls.
sometimes gets a little tough. You know, sometimes it gets a little tough on the 3D in the world of Caesar.
So wait, so we'll just be clear. So Daniela, how old are your kids? Your children are
15, 3, and 4.
Wow. And you have boys, girls, you have a mix, you have
15-year-old boy and 2 little girls.
Aww.
Wow. And Michelle has
I
two
have
teenagers.
3 girls and a boy. My eldest is my daughter and she's 14. My second is a girl and she's 13. Then I have a 10-year-old son. And then I have another 9-year-old daughter who thinks she's 19.
And Lene has.
Well, my
Lene's kid.
first is a girl and she's about to be 10 going on 27.
Yeah.
And then I have an 8-year-old boy. And then I have a 8-month-old boy. And I'm 6 months pregnant with a girl. So
Nice.
But yeah,
That's really lovely. And but yeah, I mean, we by giving life sometimes, by going to our desires, we either benefit or affect to our children. From my experience, I was in a bad state, and this was, of course, a reflection on my children. And but because I mean, we don't know better. I mean, at that time, I didn't know really about what I was doing. I was working on automatic until you break that, and then you take control, and you recognize who you are and start working by the principles. And that's how you realize, that you can get everything you want, and you can have the children that you desire, because they're you too,
That's right.
a unity. So yeah.
Mm.
absolutely. So who knows? Maybe this is the
I love,
birth
yeah.
of a wonderful opportunity for us to, especially for you. And I certainly am happy to jump in where I can to assist with this, but to in some way maybe have with an English and Spanish edition of a book about Neville and parenting, or something online, which I think, it could become a Facebook community. It could become a video. It could become, a class or something like that.
Sure.
So, I'm lovingly imagining it becoming something very, very big for everybody.
Yes, that would be very lovely to, to get to impact, other moms, and using ourselves as example to inspire through our stories, and to other moms, because if nobody tells them, like, I mean, to me, if nobody tells them, it's gonna be like a repetition. Their children are gonna be still, living in the 3D world, like not knowing who they are, and that's, I don't think that's the best thing to do. I mean,
That's
Well,
not what we're here for.
That's
That's not
right.
what any of us are here for.
But I think the thing is too, that children are actually very receptive, especially even
Yes, they
before
are.
they become adolescents, because they're still, if you want to say spiritually, because everything's spiritual if you see it a certain way, but little children are the ones who are the most, it's their ability to create. They just automatically start, they have a natural gift for it, but as
They have
they
a
get
natural
older,
curiosity. That's what it is. And they
yes,
explore everything. That's
explore
what they do. They explore
and
everything.
that's right. And spiritual concepts, children have almost like that built-in or innate understanding of a lot of these things, that as they get older and get into, say, more organized religious structures, or
Society
or
structure.
or social structures,
Yeah.
it sort of gets, well, this is the way we do it. This is, but the freedom that a child has to, to understand concepts about the divine and God and spirituality and imagination, those are natural things to a child. This is part of life, or nature, and how nature works. And they have this beautiful curiosity about all these things. But then, as it gets more formalized, a lot of that gets kind of, pushed to the side. You got to go out and make a living. You got to have,
Mhm.
raise a family. You got to do this. You have responsibilities. So all of these things start to get kind of pushed.
Clog up their brains.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you know what I found? I mean, I love exploring, and I don't know, maybe because I'm very curious. And every time, I don't know, the other day I was talking to Jennifer, she's in the summit too.
Yes,
And like,
Jen Miller.
Jen.
for some reason, every time that I speak with someone, we can take like hours on the phone, like
Yeah.
hours and hours, because there's so much content, to get from everything, just the mind is so, I mean, there's so many things to talk about. And of course, always going back to what Neville was teaching us. But the children, if I don't know if you have noticed, but and that will be good to know, like how when you were little, that if there was a time when you started, to or how that was planted. Because when I was talking to Jennifer, what we had in common is that we both were watching, Muppets Baby, that cartoon. It was
Yeah.
all about imagination. And so,
Mm.
because I compare myself with my sister, and sometimes she will say, it's hard for me to imagine. I said, I don't think, because we all imagine. She was like, yeah, but I guess imagine on my favor, or maybe to see something, to see the image. So I think that's something that, and I have just this, I guess hypothesis that it starts when you practice it when you're little, like Jennifer and I, we're watching these cartoons, and I remember when I was little to be watching this every time, and imagining and playing like I was like my mom was folding clothes, and so I was imagining that the teachers were like dolls when they were not, like making this castle. I mean, just everything from my imagination, because that's what Muppets Baby was, teaching me. And I was like, and Jennifer and I were like, yeah, that was our training. I was like, yeah, I think that was our little training when we were little, about the imagination. The Muppets Baby, like, were teaching us. And well, now I don't think that we have that any longer. Now there's something completely, I mean, like my children last year, when all this, craziness was happening for some people, I was imagining, and that was funny, has to do with kids too. I was imagining my son to be at homeschool. I was on the state of being a homeschool teacher. So my son was like, no, as a typical teenager, I want to be in school. I want to be with my friends. I said, I want you to be home. I want to be the one who teach you. I'm not really into, not really like not missing school, because I don't think that you're really losing much from the school, to be honest. But of course, then later we had the schools are closed and all that, and so I was like laughing, and I remember me telling him, well, I told you that you were gonna be, you're gonna be home. Now you're gonna be in home, and you're gonna study from home. So that was, that was funny to me. That I took the decision that my girls are not gonna go to school. I'm gonna be doing homeschool, and just because I don't really want them to have this something that's not true, because this program, that if you don't go to school, you're not gonna be successful, or you have to have a diploma or whatever so you can become this person with this job. No.
So you can become a sheep
That's not what I preach.
and just follow
at all. I'm not saying, I'm sorry?
I was saying, so you can become a sheep and just follow the rest of the sheep.
exactly. No, that's not what I said. That preach, not at all. And so that's what I'm really into. And yeah, because after, of course, that I mentioned before about me being a teacher. Yeah, I went to school and all that. So one of my desires is, yeah, I want to teach, like everybody. Yeah, especially maybe children, the power of imagination. That they don't have to be like Lineses chiefs. No, I mean, we are the power of. I mean, we are the power. The open power.
So
It's just
there's
that
a,
mine is so extent. I mean, it's so. I mean, we don't even know. I mean, probably know this much about what we're capable of, doing. Like Angela. That I've been having conversations, with Angela too. She's in the summit,
Sure.
and
We've
because
done an
I have this
episode with her.
connection.
we've had
Mhm.
we've had Angela on with us, we've had Jen on with us, so yeah, we've learned quite a
Yeah,
lot
and having this
about the,
connection with Angela because she's into all this, uh, uh, parapsychology, or
yes,
this,
yes.
she's, well, and I love that too. I mean, knowing that we can communicate without even grabbing a phone,
Mm.
because we can. I mean, we have the power of telecommunication, I think it's called.
Mm.
I mean, I can be right now. I can be they'll be calling me just because. I mean, we have the connection to communicate. I mean, and that's been proved, and that's one of the things that I teach my children. I mean, that I'm teaching my children not just regular teaching, like I said, about colors. That's one of the programs that I have to like for to teach children how they can see, but not with the these external eyes. We can see without them, like, and see colors, see things, know what her sister is doing in another room without really being there. I mean, those
Mhm.
are things that I teach my children too. So it's
Mm.
more practice, and know what I mean. Like I was saying before, being able to control the weather. Imagine a sunny day. If it's raining, you don't want to have this rainy day. Imagine sun, the birds and things like that. Those are the things, the kind of things that I teach my children, in a regular day. Yeah, I teach the colors, but in my not in an old fashioned way. I teach the colors with the folding eyes. See on scene. I don't know if I'm maybe explaining myself, but with the eyes fold,
Yeah,
covering the eyes.
well, we talked about, was it with Angela? I think, because Linnea also talked about with remote viewing, which is where you say you're
I
in
was
one
just
room, but
thinking that when we were discussing that.
you were discussing that, and that's what you're talking about, Daniela, where you say what, your one child can close her eyes and know what her sister's doing on the other side of the wall in her room. So yeah, these have been considered very sophisticated types of paranormal techniques to use. So these are something little the children can grasp very quickly.
Mhm.
So the potential is so huge to start early.
Well, we've kind of run out of time now, guys. Daniela, I just want to thank you because it's been such a wonderful experience to have you come on and share you with us. And if people want to find you, can you just give us some details? Maybe if you've got a website or your Facebook page, please. Hello, Daniela.
Oh, there she is. Thank
Yes, I think that was frozen. Yes,
Yes.
they can on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. The group is well, I have this the group that is called, that it's on Spanish, is Aprendizajes y Enseñanzas de Neville Goddard. And there's the page too on Facebook, Enseñanzas y Aprendizajes de Neville Goddard. The first one was a group, el primero era es un grupo. And I have two other groups in English. Esos dos grupos en inglés los comparto junto con lo que es Angela y Jennifer. Like we're part of the group as administrators, you know. I can, if it's easier, maybe I can just post those on the comments so people can just kind of click.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll
That'd
be
be
easier
brilliant.
because we will take them directly to the Facebook page.
Thank you. And to buy tickets for the Neville Goddard Summit, tickets are running out. We are selling very fast now because the time is very near. It is on between the 4th and the 6th of June. It kicks off with 2020 on the Friday. And there are some people on the Saturday. And we are 2 Coffee Club are on the Sunday. What day are you, Daniela? We're on the same day with us.
Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they put it 3 to 4, right? 3 to 4.
Right at the end. The very end. Yeah.
Brilliant. So please go to the NevilleGoddardSummit.com to get your tickets as soon as you finished watching this. You don't want to miss out. So thank you very much, Daniela. For all of you guys at home, please tune in every Wednesday for a new episode. This is a Neville Goddard Summit special, and you are with the 2 Coffee Club. You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Come fill your cup and manifest with us coffee girls so that you can live your dream life. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Daniela. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, ladies. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
And you.
Gracias.
Bye.